One of the many icons of the sport of wrestling right there in the center of your screen in the red, Dan Gable, legendary coach at the University of Iowa, 1972 Olympic champion. Going to meet a 2009 world silver medalist. This is Jake Herbert, a four-time All-American from Northwestern. Going to take on Andrey Valiev of Russia. And when you talk about a guy like Jake Herbert, laughable, likable, just a goofy kid, a two-time NCAA champ, he's tasted that success at the world level, trying to get back there. Second in 2009, did not place in 2010, heading into the Olympics and the 2011 year, which is so important because this is the World Championships that qualifies the weight class for the respective countries for the Olympic Games. So Herbert going to have to be on his game if he's going to represent the United States at the World Championships and try to get the U.S. qualified for 2012.
And that's the hard thing about being a former world placer. People don't underestimate you anymore. They know exactly what you have. You have to continue to evolve your technique. Jake has very good technical wrestler, but you only are as good as your last victory. Front headlock position from Valiev and two-point turn. Jake's going into a gut wrench position, potential trapped arm gut wrench.
Now Herbert's been working on his parterre offense quite a bit. We know how good he is with the single leg series, with the high C's and sweep singles, swing singles, and things of that nature. 43 seconds gone by in period number one. Herbert trailing 2-0 against a scrappy 20-year-old junior world champion. And Rulon, like we said earlier in the broadcast, just because you're a junior doesn't really mean a whole lot, because some of those juniors are just as impressive as the seniors. And we see another takedown for Valiev, taking a 3-0 lead with 1:05 to go here in period number one.
Well, Valiev, as you look at him, technically and physically, he's as developed as Herbert, and he's a lot younger than Herbert. Opportunity for Herbert, take him down for the one-point takedown. Down 3-1 with 50 seconds left. You have to create action. The referee's asking Valiev to open up. Opportunity to get a lock here. Probably nothing will happen. Bring him back to the feet.
Trying to load that gut wrench high. Driving towards the edge is Herbert, and we will come back to our feet. 35 to go. In case you're wondering why they stop the action, if there is no action on the mat for a certain amount of time, it's determined at the referee's discretion. They'll bring you back up to your feet and start things all over again.
And the ultimate goal is to see scoring happen, give the opportunity for the wrestlers to determine the victory on the feet, and bringing them back up to the feet. Again, Valiev actually an opportunity for a front headlock position. Herbert with kind of a half-hearted shot, not being able to execute, not perfect setup, from the former, the younger American athletes, earlier, he just isn't able to perform and execute the shots, same level, and that's where Valiev is very comfortable. Another single leg position, no score. Valiev with the front headlock position, being very patient, understanding he's got the lead.
And the first period will go to Valiev against Jake Herbert. Western Pennsylvania native, North Allegheny High School just outside of Pittsburgh in the Wexford area. Currently living in Evanston, Illinois, where he's an assistant coach at Northwestern. Pretty accomplished college career, went 3-2-1-1, third, second, first, and a Dan Hodge Trophy, the third in a row we've seen. We've seen Metcalf, we've seen Burroughs, now we've seen Herbert as we get underway here in the second period at 84 kilos.
And that's at the NCAAs, and that's the best that America has to put out there on the mat for the college wrestlers. And then the evolution is to jump into the Olympic caliber, Olympic wrestling, and it's a complete different game. You may be the best in college, but this is where a lot of people consider it's not just the best anymore. This is truly the most exceptional wrestlers in the world in the Olympic level.
It's going to be a 3-and-1 sequence there. Valiev got 3 for the arm throw. Herbert countered with a takedown, so 3-1 lead for Valiev. Don't think we're going to see a challenge.
And this is where technical wrestlers, Valiev with the great arm throw, you don't see that too much anymore.
That's one of those Greco moves you see, Rue.
Yeah, it's more of a classic style wrestler. With these new rules, there's not a lot of arm throws here, but sensing the opportunity there, leaning, not really protecting your elbows. Valiev had the opportunity for the three-point throw. Herbert with another action, and no point scored.
Tried that arm throw again, did Valiev.
If it's an opportunity for a score there and there's good technical, execution, the referee could give you a point, even though you didn't get near fall or back exposure. and both wrestlers are just being able to grind here. Jake's got to improve his position. He's got to try to, change things up. Being down 3-1 here with 40 seconds left, that's just too big of a deficit. You got to be able, and especially being a world silver medalist, you got to be able to put the pressure on and execute when times are tough and times are short.
30 seconds to go. Valiev holding a 3-1 lead over Jake Herbert, U.S. Nationals champion, now in on a sweep single. Herbert trying to come around, does finish, so closing the gap to 3-2. Gonna see if he can work some parterre offense here. Gonna load that high gut. Gonna try to load to his left. Trying to come over. You see him straining there, trying to get his opponent over. Doesn't quite do it. The fans now chanting to bring him up, trying to give Herbert another shot. But it doesn't look like they're gonna do it. 2-1. So in 2 periods, Russia and Andrey Valiev will give their team the second victory of the match.